Okay, so let's walk through together how to complete part one of the word study packet. Um, for part one, what it wants us to do is it wants us to think back to the very first packet that we covered when we talked about Old English words. And remembering that Old English words are the most basic words that we say in the English language. Words like, food or eat, out, in, all of those are Old English style words that we say. So in this, we're trying to think about those simple words as we read through the list. So part one, remembering the Anglo-Saxons. Number one says to predict. So first it wants us to circle the following words that you think might be Old English words. And notice that think is underlined. It wants us to circle the words that we ourselves think are Old English words. We're kind of taking a good educated guess based on the knowledge that we learned at the very beginning of the year. Then it says, remember, those are old words about everyday life, just like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. And number two wants us to check. So we're going to look up the words you circled and put a star or some mark next to the Old English words. So after we circle one, we're going to look that word up on Edam Online, and then we are going to put a star next to it if it is an Old English word. If we circle a word and we look it up and it's not an Old English word, we just leave it. We don't put a star next to it. And then we are going to make a conclusion. So it says, write a statement about Old English words containing the ch, including sample words. So then what we're going to do is we're going to write a summary on these lines right here of what we think is the theme between all of the CH words that are listed, or the CH words that we figured out were Old English. So let's give it a shot here. So I am going to try to circle one of these words, and I'm going to start out. Let me try to circle the word child. So circle the word child. So I'm thinking that might be an Old English word, and I'm thinking it's an Old English word because it seems like a word that's about everyday life. Child is a word that you could say every single day. I did not circle the word chinchilla because that is not a word that I would say every day. So I'm taking an educated guess, and I'm saying child is something that I would say often. So now I'm going to move over to Edam Online. You see in my toolbar up here, that's the website, Edam Online right there. And in the search bar, I'm going to type the word child. Enter. And I have all these words that pop up. But if you notice, the very first words that pop up, it says Old English right there. So that's telling me that this is an Old English word. And if it's an Old English word, and I figure it out by looking it up on Edam Online, I go back and I put a little star next to that word. So if I look up a different word, so let's say I think the word cheetah is a Old English word. I'll look that word up on Edam Online after I circle it, of course. And going down here, and I don't see Old English anywhere. I do see it says it's from Hindi. So I realize that is not an Old English word. So if I go back to my packet, I don't put a star next to it. I just move on to the next word. So that is how you do part one of the word study packet.